Welcome back to the 167. I am Carissa Motley, and we are doing some more I Love My Church stories. Today, I'm here with my friend Trent Barrows. Thanks for coming on, Trent. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Trent, if I ask you to finish the sentence, I love my church because, what would you say?
I would say because it's gotten me more connected than I've ever been in any sort of community. I started coming to church. I didn't really have that sense of community or like too many friends that were doing the same walk of life as me. So church definitely helped me get involved in that sort of area of my life.
That's key. I love that, like finding people who are on the same journey as you. That's awesome. So tell us a little bit, how long have you been at New Life and kind of like what's the story? What got you here?
Yeah, I think I'm going on about 9 years now. I started going freshman year of high school. A bunch of my high school friends, they said that I was an atheist, so I didn't go to church. So I started going to church to prove them wrong. And in that time, like my parents were going through a divorce and came to church, and they came with me. And the very first time we came was about marriage, and it ended up healing their relationship. God did a work in their life. And so that's how I kind of knew like, oh, this is a real thing, and this is something that I should be a part of.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
That's funny. I love that you kind of came here out of spite a little bit.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenge for sure.
And you're still here. And fun fact, your sister and brother-in-law, your brother-in-law works here, so that's awesome.
Yeah, the whole family's on. He's a converted Catholic,
it's it's a bunch of crazy stories. So if you guys know Jake Huppy, you should ask him his story about coming to New Life. That's also a fun one. So what helps you stay connected here? You talked about connection being a big part of what you love about church. So tell me a little bit about that. What keeps you connected?
So discipleship pastor, Lucas Motley.
He's kind of great, right?
Yeah. It started off just like me and him hitting the gym and just hanging out together. And then he started telling me about like life group. And so I started going to a life group where there's just a bunch of people in their 20s and like around my general age. Just going through the same things in life. A lot of us are going through the same things, and you feel alone.
Yeah.
Especially in this age, I feel like we all feel alone, and like nobody's really there to help us, but we're all doing the same thing. So.
Do you know what is funny about that? Is that you blew him off for a while.
Yeah, throughout college.
I remember that. It was like a whole, man, if we could just get Trent to come to our life group, and you kind of blew that off during college, which is understandable to some extent.
Yeah, I'm not too proud of that one, but I wish I would have started earlier, but it's all on his timing, and I think it was perfect. So life group's a great way. And then he started telling me about like Tuesday nights up at like a different church, like 20s ministry as well. So now I'm meeting other people in their 20s doing the same thing, and like really being God-centered. So it just helped me get that like God-centeredness in my life, where it wasn't just I show up on a Sunday and then the other 6 days of the week I'm living like I'm not a Christian, Right. So that was the biggest change for me for sure.
Which is an easy thing to do though, right? If you don't find those connections outside of the Sunday morning experience. I mean, this is why this podcast is called the 167. There's 167 other hours in the week, right? So if you only spend the 1 hour in church talking to people, you don't have a lot of incentive to live that out, right?
Right.
You're not really invested in what you're doing in pursuing that mission. So that's such a great thing. I love that. So how would you say that has like impacted then? You're talking about this community and like walking the same path as people. Like what effect has that had on you with your relationship with God and the way that you view your relationships with other people?
I'd say with God, it definitely keeps me more accountable, or not really even accountable. It's not like I'm like checking anything off now. It's more just that I want to become more wise. I want to know the story, I want to be able to just talk to people that maybe aren't in the same path as me or on the same walk, and let them know like, hey, this is what God, wants for your life, and like this is how other people, come to see God. So that's been very motivating. It helps me read. We do like Bible study groups and stuff like that. So it just keeps me more involved and keeps that more like at the front of my mind. Whereas, like I said, when it was just church and that was it, you come across like difficulties and challenges, and it's not the first thing in your mind, like that verse that you heard on a Sunday.
Right. Yeah. So
that one's helped a lot with my walk with God, and then just with people. I've always had like this knack for, people say I have a knack for leadership or just talking to people, and I never really knew what that meant. But now I can see like the spiritual leadership kicking into it, like helping people come to Christ and walking with them, like help the weak and stuff like that. And so that's been really cool too. And it's just been a great blessing having this sort of community in my life now.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. What would you say to somebody who is like skeptical? I don't need life groups. I don't need community. What would you say to that person?
Oh, I was the same way. So, you know, I think I started going to life group, and it was very much like a selfish reason why I was going to life group, right?
Okay.
But just getting in there no matter what, getting in there no matter what you have to do. Like almost everybody that's in our life group currently, they came there for very selfish reasons, or they weren't, God-centered people. They weren't like, these crazy Bible thumpers or what you might expect a life group to be, right? And it's, I think if you just go try it once, try it a couple times, and just keep going back, you're going to realize that you'd rather be doing that than whatever else you were doing on a night. I mean, it feels just very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like rewarding. It feels very rewarding.
Yeah.
It feels very, very clean. So
That's a great word.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just is such a, like, you guys have developed this really great community in your age demographic, which I think is important, like you were saying, to know that you're not walking through the situations alone, right? You're not walking through the process of, when your life group's like 18 to 25-year-olds, right? So it's like a lot of life change going on right there.
Yeah, no kid, all of us just super transitional periods, but we're all there just helping each other out. So it's really cool.
It's a great little network that you guys have made, and it's really cool to watch it. And so I'm super excited to see what happens for all of you guys.
Yeah, me too.
It's really cool. And yes, you definitely have a knack for connecting with people. I think that's a really cool thing that I have seen develop in you over the last couple of years. It's been really fun to watch that. So I know God's got ways he's going to use that, like keep using that in your life.
Oh, I hope so. Oh, whatever he has next for me, I'm ready for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love to hear it. Cool. Thanks so much for coming on, Trent. I appreciate it.
Awesome, yeah.
Have a great rest of your day. And stay tuned for more episodes of the 167 coming up in the next couple weeks. We'll see you next time.